last week, Bill O'Reilly. Sometimes you can't even do a transition. Sometimes you just gotta go straight. You just gotta go right for Bill.
Go right for Bill.
Go right for Bill. So last week, Bill O'Reilly was hosting the well, I guess she's not really a new Fox News star, but Megyn Kelly, who of course replaced, she bumped Sean Hannity up. She got his time slot. Very, very, very important Fox News host. And she went into the Bill O'Reilly den. And for some reason, they started talking about income inequality. And, you know, there's a lot of things that happened in this clip. There's definitely some Bill-splaining going on, which is a extra rarefied form of mansplaining. And it's fascinating to me, though, because they're both going to say things about inequality that are wrong. Obviously. That would go without saying. But Megyn Kelly is going to do so in such a way that I think you're actually going to hear increasingly from Republicans in their spin. And Bill O'Reilly is going to articulate the id of the bloated, white, mean-spirited, blotchy, multimillionaire country club set. Let's play that sound and see what they have to say.
Listen, on the issue of income inequality,
yes,
it's a good issue for the Democrats because there's no question that it exists. And the Democrats have used it. Well, it's worse now than it's been since 1920, according to the stats. But both parties agree with that.
Pause it. You know how Megyn Kelly has to like sneak in reality there? She's like, yeah, I know, but I'm just going to say, hey, look, if you could just give me, I'm just actually going to say something that's like empirically indisputable and true. And don't get too angry at me. Sorry, Bill. Okay, go ahead.
Difference is how we got there and what we do about it. The Democrats have been open. I mean, you talk to Democratic pollsters about their plan to stoke resentment. They want to play to the resentment that the middle class and some of the poor feel towards the rich and say, we're your guys. We're going to get you out of it. The rich say, let's all get there.
You're buying into this fraud, Kelly, and I'm very disappointed. So listen to the master here. Number one, we have Lou Dobbs on tomorrow who's going to shatter this income inequality thing. But there's a reason for it, and that's high technology. All right, that's why the gap is expanded. Okay, so you're buying into this a little bit, and this is a total fraud.
It's not a fraud. Here's how income inequality exists in the country, Bill. Of course it does.
It exists.
It's not.
Wait.
All right, go ahead.
It exists in a free marketplace, not because of government policies.
True.
Okay.
Well,
so unless you banish
lack of growth is related to government policies, and that's how the Republicans say we got into this position.
Unless you banish the free marketplace, which a lot of these lefties want to do, you're always going to have it.
But I'll cede that point in part. I mean, we've got French economists advising us on how to get out of this. French economists on how to get out of this by saying the answer is to abolish capitalism. So your point is somewhat valid. Listen, I was inspired by the rich people. I wanted to be one of them.
Were you paid fairly for what you did?
I don't know. I guess so. I never had any.
All right. So no war on you. No income inequality on Megyn Kelly. Worked hard. Worked your way up, and now here you are.
It's like the classic John Lovitz bit where he says, "You can do it. You can pull yourself up. Work hard. You can make it to the top." And I get here, and the answer is.
So I just
blink you.
I just destroyed this inequality myth. Okay, finally, and I have to ask you this question.
That's not true because there are poor people who don't have the advantage of education that I had, the advantage of both parents in the home that I had.
But there are programs in place to help them.
That we need more of them. There's no question. Listen, you can't get out of this income inequality situation by saying it doesn't exist and it's all a fabrication.
It exists in every free marketplace, and technology has exacerbated it.
Okay. Wow. Stunning that Megyn Kelly, because obviously after you play a Fox News clip, and it's particularly a Bill O'Reilly clip, you have to do a basic fact check. So no, it's not technology. It's tax and distribution policies. That's the closest correlation. Technology may exacerbate it, but we choose to exacerbate those trends, and we choose to say that, as an example, service workers working in low-income jobs should have absolutely no union representation. They should work in poverty wages, and they should have absolutely no opportunity to advance themselves. Corporations at times wanted the same approach to various blue-collar jobs and other jobs that we've historically thought of as jobs that were working class but paid well and you could live a decent life off of. The reason we had those jobs is because of strong labor unions. It's not technology, it's distribution. Bill O'Reilly's wrong, and he's actually wrong like a lot of people are wrong, including some very smart people who might advise Democrats. The technology myth is one of the biggest myths to keep an eye on. Then all free markets have extreme inequality. Wrong again, because we have the highest income inequality of any developed country in the world, and it's because of policies we pursue. That's why we're more analogous to something like, I don't know, like a banana republic. But after the fact checks, it's very interesting to watch that because Bill O'Reilly, and of course he's all over the place because then it's like, we have programs to help those people. It's like programs you want to cut, Bill. So I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you such an asshole all the time? And then Megyn Kelly is like, look, this is a big issue. I want to campaign. Democrats are going to campaign on this. And then she kind of goes, but they have a French anti-capitalist economist, which leads us to our next fact check.
French.
Yeah.
They make sure to really hone in on it being French.
French, which of course leads us to our next minor fact check, which is they're obviously referencing Piketty, who is not anti-capitalist. He is a pro-market social democrat, blah, 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 blah. But those are the two things you're going to see. Bill O'Reilly's giving you the more honest position, except he's lying about what he wants to do with the safety net. He's lying what he wants to do with the safety net because they want to destroy and decimate the safety net. Every time you hear a Republican say, but we have a safety net for those people, it should always immediately be followed by, which we want to completely destroy. So that's a completely disingenuous scumbag argument for him to trot out. Megyn Kelly is going to give you what you will hear from people like Marco Rubio and other Republicans that are trying to rebrand themselves, which is, income inequality is really, it's really bad. But it has absolutely nothing to do with distribution, and you should never actually talk about it in a substantive way possible. And if you just follow growth strategies, whatever the hell that means, well, actually, we all know what it means. That means tax cuts for the Koch brothers, the same policies that Bill O'Reilly wants, and slashing the social safety net. Then magically the economy will grow and you too will have a beach house on Miami Beach. It's the economic version of pickup artistry techniques to get women, okay? That's the Republican economic plan. It's pseudoscience and snake oil that's going to leave people more impoverished, and they might even be on Republican hate forums if they could afford their internet access. So Bill O'Reilly and Megyn Kelly giving us the two poles of how Republicans are going to deal with inequality. Megyn Kelly, to her credit, acknowledging it's a real problem, acknowledging her privilege, want to give her credit for that, really doubt she's going to start advocating for robust universal health care, radically expanding the earned income tax credit, a living wage, a revitalized labor union movement, and a global wealth tax. When she goes that far, she might actually become French, and Bill O'Reilly's face will explode, a la Game of Thrones.